If racism was just about ignorance, it would have disappeared a long time ago. Because we like to tell ourselves a comforting story that racist people are just uneducated. That if they read more books, went to better schools, or maybe travelled a little bit more, they'd stop being racist. It's a nice idea, but it's also not entirely true. So let's ask a more uncomfortable question. Is racism really about a lack of education, or is it about something deeper? Because yes, statistically, lower levels of education can correlate with more openly expressed prejudice. That part is true. But here's what people don't like to admit. Some of the most powerful systems of racism in history were designed and run by highly educated people, politicians, academics, economists, empire builders. These weren't ignorant people, they were strategic. Take the British Empire. That wasn't chaos, it was structured, planned, justified through language like civilization, progress, development, Christianity. Racism wasn't just emotional, it was intellectualized, turned into policy, turned into systems. And that hasn't completely disappeared. Today, racism doesn't always look like someone shouting abuse in the street. Sometimes it looks like who gets opportunities, who gets believed, who gets represented, and who gets dismissed. And the people making those decisions, often highly educated. When I was teaching in London, I taught students from all sorts of backgrounds: Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, African, Caribbean, Turkish, British. And what I noticed was this: education gave people language. It didn't always change their beliefs. Sometimes it just made those beliefs sound more sophisticated. Now let's be clear again. Education can reduce ignorance. It can open minds. It can challenge prejudice. But it's not a magic solution. Because racism isn't just about what people don't know. It's also about identity, power, fear, and sometimes self-interest. So when we say racists are just stupid, we're actually oversimplifying the problem. And if you oversimplify the problem, you make it much harder to solve, because now you're not dealing with systems, you're just blaming individuals. The uncomfortable truth is this: racism can indeed exist in ignorance, but it can also exist in intelligence. And until we're honest about that, we're not really addressing it. If you want more conversations like this, honest, uncomfortable, and grounded in real experience, subscribe. Because in the next videos, I'm going to break down ideas that sound simple but aren't.